Hi, everyone. This is Laura Columbus for Soul Work Wednesdays. Welcome back to the space. Um, we talked a little bit during the anniversary party last week about gratitude and about how it's become such a huge buzzword, right? About taking a moment to cultivate a practice of gratitude, not as a bypass, not to like override anything that is present for you or happening to you or, showing up in your life that was unexpected or painful, but to sit in the presence of your own being and to practice being aware and conscious and noticing, what is good and what is working and what is available to you. And in this moment, what are you grateful for? And the thing about doing this is it's about rewiring the brain. And the reality is we are wired to the negative. We are wired to look to see what's wrong, right? It's a survival mechanism. We need to know when we're in danger. We need to know what's around us and what's not working and what's happening that, is threatening us in some way. And so we are wired to see the negative. And so to see the positive is actually a really it's kind of an overwhelming practice because it's not naturally how we're wired to experience the world. You know, we are wired for survival. We are wired to survive in the land, like on the planet, in the material world, and our brain function operates so that we can do that. However, what happens is if we get so like stuck in that we can't see what is actually working, that we can't see what's around us. And listen, sometimes the practice of gratitude is really hard. There will be days that, you can be grateful to be breathing. You can be grateful to be alive. You can be grateful to be in a body. And again, that's loaded because um, there's so much reality and so much suffering that does actually come with all of those things. And so it's not that I want you to pretend not to be human. It's not that I want you to disassociate. This is not a practice of dissociation. This is a practice of awareness, of drawing in, of staying present, and really being able to like start to rewire our brain so that we can see what is actually here, what is available. And the reality is we are expansive beings and we are always becoming more of ourselves. And when we can really be present to what is actually true in the moment, then we get to experience more of ourselves instead of going towards, if we're constantly sitting in that negative position, if we're constantly sitting in that space of what's wrong, then the reality is it's going to be very hard to shift anything because it's almost like we dig ourselves into those spaces. So not as a buzzword, not as a bypass, not as a disassociation, but as a human experience of being in a body, of being alive, of being present, aware, conscious, and available to our own experience. And um, I've, I've been taking a lot of pictures lately of the sky. I've been sort of overcome by the sky lately. And the sky is so vacuous and open and spacious, and it reminds us of our own expansiveness. And it really reminds us of like the fact that anything's possible, right? We hold the capacity for so much. And if we step into our experience and we allow ourselves to be present, to be aware, to be conscious, then um, we can create what we desire from where we're at. And I'm not saying that um, we are in charge of creating every aspect of our life. We're not. Very often, so much is given to us, and then we sort of have to like thread ourselves into what is being offered, and that's just reality. It's like a weaving, So we weave ourselves into our experience. We weave ourselves into what is being offered, and so this opportunity weave ourselves in a way where we are really holding space for our own, again, our own expansiveness and the possibility that is available to us. And the sky is that reminder, because when you sit with the sky, you can feel the openness, you can feel the vastness of things. And it's like, okay, yeah, there's more. And so as we sit today, just breathing in, very often I'll tell my clients to, lean back and, take a moment of pause and look at the sky, because that reminder can be so helpful. And some days that's it. Some days it's the sky. Some days you can be grateful for the beauty in the sky. And, some days it's enough. Some days we can't get much further in our gratitude practice. And that's okay. We don't have to be grateful for every little thing all of the time. But when we do process and we do take action in that way, and we do make a choice to actually see what is going well, what we are like doing for ourselves that is working, when we start to see the stuff that is in place and is working, and as we put our time and our effort and our attention in how that work is showing up, that acknowledgement is important. This is an opportunity to acknowledge yourself, to be present to what you are creating and what you are doing. And this again is another lens of self-care, because the reality is you want to be able to see yourself. So feel your pelvis settle. And if you're sitting in a chair, maybe you want to move a little bit. I feel like I need to rock a little bit. And your hands can sit on your thighs. And ideally, if you're sitting in a chair, you're either, a lot of times I'll sit cross-legged in a chair. I'm actually not sitting like that today. My feet are planted on the floor. I feel like today I need some grounding. So I need my feet on the ground today. So whatever you need, and then breathe into the back of the lungs. And I want you to almost lean back into the back body, into the space of the unseen and the unknown. Interestingly enough, it's as we lean back, we're also leaning back into our past, because it is our past that is holding our experience, and then holding the present moment, and then out in front of us, we are holding the future. But it's circular, because the present moment is already informing the future. And the past has informed the moment. And so taking this deep breath, breathing in, and as you draw in, almost like you're absorbing yourself in, the shoulders come away from your ears. Feeling the rise and the fall of your breath, and allowing you the space, allowing yourself this time to shift the lens of your focus from the external world, from whatever was occupying your time, whatever needs your attention, to turn that focus to your own care, to focus on the attention you require from you, and then honoring this space where you can sit and just simply be present to what is. And on some level, this process, this practice is like taking a little truth serum. It's like, can I be really present to what is in my field right now, in my heart? And when I take pause here, can I really notice? And I want you to remember that more than one thing can be true. So we can be struggling, we can be grieving, we can be in pain, and we can still have gratitude. And I'm going to start with this idea that, excuse me, that I am simply grateful for the next breath. I'm grateful that I don't have to tell my body what to do, that it knows how to function. I'm grateful for all the rain we had today and the sun that was peeking through the sky as I drove to work. It doesn't have to be big. It can be simple acknowledgments of the sweetnesses that show up in your life. It can be acknowledgement of the physical beauty of, nature and the world around you. It can be gratitude for the people in your life. And so as we sit, we hold space for the truths that are present. We honor the wonder and the beauty that the world has to offer, that this experience of being in a body has to offer. And we also acknowledge the suffering and the pain and the grief that goes along with that. We are participating in a process. And it's a process of simply being present to what is in the moment so that we're not bypassing our truth. So that we aren't smiling through our pain. And I don't mean we can't smile and be in pain, we most certainly can, but we're not overriding it. We're not pretending that it's something it's not. We want to function through the pain, not over it. And then sitting in the space of just holding gratitude for the fact that you are willing to look at this. You're willing to be present in this way. Because the reality is, most of the time, we're just moving through our life so quickly and we're just getting things done that we often forget to be present. It sounds like such a lovely idea. But to be present requires that we are willing to sit with ourselves in a way that allows us to see the truth of the moment, of all of the aspects of what is present, not just the ones we like or the ones we don't like. So can we sit in the process of rewiring these neural paths to shift the energy to shift the consciousness. Bring your hands into prayer in front of your heart, Anjali Mudra. Sealing any intentions you're holding in your heart. Honoring the vastness of the sky. Staying open to possibility. And holding space for this time you offer yourself. Gently bowing your head to your heart and to your body, to your mind, to this resource you hold. Namaste. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I am grateful for all of you being here, and I'm grateful for this space. I'll see you soon.